Hi, I'm Shannon and welcome to my channel. I'm sharing my top picks for spring, all under $150. Now, most of these are actually under 100. I have some that are only $30 and I can tell you right now, they are all standouts and I would not be recommending if they weren't fantastic. My first pick is from the House of Orbe and this is Desertland. Desertland is a very woody, aromatic perfume. If you like fresh green trees, if you like pine and juniper, there's lavender at the top, then there's some angelica. There's a little bit of floral touches in here, and at the base you have cedar, sandalwood, and vetiver. This is a very unisex scent. It's very like if you were to go hiking and you're out in the woods, you're out in the trees, and you're just getting all of this like blasts of fresh air. It's so uplifting. I find it so invigorating. I just took this on a short weekend vacation and I wore it nonstop. And it was mostly like being outside and I found it so refreshing. I didn't feel like I was wearing something like sweet and cloying and then I was outside in nature, which to me just clashes. So I think this is very unisex as well. The juniper really stands out in here too. So you do really have to like woody scents. You have to like juniper, but if you're familiar with the Orbe type of DNA, it's not very beast mode. It's pretty inoffensive. I definitely went pretty heavy on the trigger with this when I did wear this. And I didn't get compliments, but I definitely personally, I could smell myself. My clothes smelled amazing. And I just really enjoyed this for feeling refreshed and invigorating in the spring. Moving in a more feminine direction, I have this new release from Latafa. And you know what? I think it's Rose Mohra. I'll have to put the name on the screen. But this is a very musky rose perfume. It's super feminine. There's a lot of floral musks in here. It's very sweet. I'm trying to think of which other, you know what this kind of gives me vibes of? It kind of reminds me a little bit of Peregrina, but more fresh because I get this beautiful kind of pink rose. I don't really get a red rose. I get a beautiful pink rose. And I think instead of that like rich caramel that you get in Peregrina, it's a little bit more of a soft sweetness. This dries down a little bit powdery too. I just find this so feminine and soft and pretty. I think it's perfect for spring. If you are a fan of rose, I actually resisted buying this for a while because sometimes when perfumes are so viral, I get fatigued on them, but I am telling you that this is actually very good. I don't have the price in front of me, but I know that I think it's under $50. It's a very, very good perfume. It's a beautiful rose perfume for spring. If you watch my content, you know that I love vanillas, and the new release from Tumi, this is Utopia. Now, Utopia is a fresh take on a vanilla. There's jasmine, there's pink pepper, and there's just something kind of like transparent about it. I would say it's very good for, I would say like warmer weather. This is also something you could wear kind of in all occasions. I've worn this to the gym. I would definitely wear this to work. There's something really fresh about this. There's a slight, I don't really want to call it powdery, but there is something really like soft and delicate in the dry down. I think it's absolutely beautiful. And I also actually think this would be really nice to layer with. Sometimes vanillas can be too heavy and thick, and this has a beautiful transparency to it. I think this is a gorgeous vanilla for spring. I'm a huge fan of Fleur Non Critique, of Ormond Jane Levant. And if I think about the highest quality, affordable version of that, there's no question that Flor Oud, and this is from Kadaj Perfumes. I'm sorry, I totally butchered that, but Flor Oud is a stunning white floral. There's a greenness and a freshness in this perfume. There's some amber, so there's depth, there's something grounding it, but it's very like, you know when you spray Fleur Non Critique and it's kind of like invigorating when you spray it, that definitely has a little bit of that greenness in here. There's mandarin and rose at the top. Then you get that jasmine, orange blossom, and pear. And then there's a beautiful base of that amber and sandalwood. This smells so expensive to me. And I actually looked up the price. It's under $50. Like, I don't know how they're doing this. And I actually think the bottle, personally, some of the Middle Eastern bottles, I can't, I can't with them. But I think this one is really beautiful. It's weighty and the cap is weighty. It's got this beautiful like mosaic sort of cutout on it. I think it's really beautiful. I'm actually quite excited to wear this for spring. I have been getting more into white florals. I kind of historically have struggled with those, but this one is very beautiful. This is Flor Oud. If you watch fragrance content, then you have definitely heard of this perfume. And I can vouch for the fact that it is deserving of all the attention. And I'm talking about Barenia from Hermes. Barenia has won a lot of the new release fragrance awards. It's a designer perfume that manages to be very unique, very different. I have never smelled anything like this. There's a miracle berry at the top. There's some citrus, ginger, and it's called ginger lily, not ginger, don't mistake me, patchouli, and then some woods in the base. Now, if you haven't smelled this, if you haven't just tried it, I would highly suggest just checking it out because it is a very original designer perfume. It's very beautiful. There's this really tartness at the opening. I ran out of strips, so I'm using paper. To apologize for that. There's this really kind of tart, fuzzy berry. That miracle berry is like this intangible tart berry sort of note. I'm trying to think of what berry, almost like a cranberry, but not a cranberry. And then you get sweetness in here, I think from there's got to be like vanilla or something. There's vanilla is like snuck in there almost every perfume that's made. But this one is so pretty. It performs amazingly. And if you get the smaller size, I think this is not the smaller size, but if you get the smaller size, it is less than 100. It's a great way to sample it. It's a great way to try it out. This is one that you can smell when you walk into a room. It performs. It's absolutely niche quality, and it is a beautiful designer floral for spring. Another designer that is very well done. It's very mainstream, but I think it's worth mentioning just for the price point. I'm talking about the new release from Glossier, and this is Fleur. Now, if you know the DNA for the Glossier U series, I kind of feel like you either like it or you don't. Glossier U I could barely smell it. And I own a travel spray and I just honestly cannot smell it. My favorite is U Rev. I have my little Sephora stash over here. I haven't opened. I just got the full bottle from the sale, but I also picked this up. And this is a really fun and interesting take on the Glossier U DNA. So if you like that Your Skin But Better musky smell, this one adds in salt. It also adds in a kind of fruitiness. There's apricot. It also adds in ylang ylang, which gives it a very like creamy, really addictive kind of quality. And I think that's something for me personally with the Glossier U series, that they're not really punchy. They're not really in your face. They're not meant to be. But I do find that there's something addictive about most of them. Now, I just got this, I just sprayed this today. I just was testing it out a little bit. So it's pretty new to me. I don't have strong opinions about it. But I do think it's really pretty. I think it's a beautiful, likable musk for spring. This is a beautiful perfume. Definitely worth checking out. It's under $100, and that was Fleur by Glossier. I'm not a huge fan of dupe perfumes, but there are some fragrance profiles that if I'm not sure about it, I kind of want to test it out, I will go for the dupe first, and then I'll kind of decide if I want to upgrade to a full bottle. And the dupe I'm talking about, this is a dupe for Louis Vuitton Imagination that has gone viral. A lot of people have talked about it, and I just wasn't sure if I wanted to pull the trigger. I got decants of that, and really candidly, the performance wasn't great, and I was just like, I like it. So what I did is I picked up Eyenash, and this is Eyenash Perfumes, and it's Eclat de Mer. So I literally had a decant of Imagination. I wore them side by side. they smell identical. They pretty much perform identically, to be honest. So Imagination to me it's not a super strong perfume. It is not beast mode, but the top notes here, pretty much very similar to Imagination. You've got citrus at the top, bergamot, there's a little bit of orange. And then at the middle notes, some of the key notes from Imagination, you have ginger, neroli. There's a touch of cinnamon, which honestly, I really don't get cinnamon. So there's neroli and ginger in there. And then at the base, there's black tea, ambroxan, gaiac wood, and olibanum. So it's essentially what I get is a very like citrus, musky tea scent. So there's definitely a muskiness to this perfume. It's refreshing. Definitely get the tea. And the citruses are also front and center here. So if you are a citrus lover, but you don't like sharp citruses and you like something that has that muskiness, that has, you know, some woods and some interest in here, I would say check out Eyenash. I don't know if there's mint in here. Why am I getting mint? I think I've smelled too many perfumes today. So ignore that. But this is a super fresh, really uplifting, beautiful perfume. I have worn this a lot when I'm going out and I'm being active and I want to smell fresh and clean. It's a great after the shower scent. And this one, I picked this up. So for a dupe perfume, this was $60. I picked it up. You know, I'll list the website below where I got it. I think it's fantastic. I've really been enjoying it. If I go through this bottle and I'm in love, I will probably pick up Imagination, but I mean, that's going to be, it's kind of a tall order for me. This is very unisex, can definitely be worn by all people. So I will call that out as well. This is a beautiful, if you do not want sweet, if you want something fresh and a little bit musky and you like tea, I would definitely check out. This is Eclat de Mer by Eyenash Perfumes. That wraps up my top affordable perfumes for spring. I hope you enjoyed this edition. I am going to make an effort to do more affordable focus videos. And if you like the content, please like and subscribe. And I hope to see you back in another video soon.